This video is going to show you how you can access a Shakespeare script from Players-Shakespeare.com. Once I find Players-Shakespeare.com, you'll see our home page, and here, after a little introduction, there's a table of all the plays that we've published so far, and I'm going to use one of those plays as an example for how you access the script. The one I'm going to use is Hamlet, and to get to the script of Hamlet I need to click on the title of the play. Note, not anywhere on the bar but over the text of the name of the play. I click on there and up pops the script for Hamlet, starting at Act 1, Scene 1. And here you can see the script of the play, and down the right-hand side an index to all the things that we provide which allow you to see different aspects of the play. But today we're focusing on how you just look at the script. So we can see Act 1, Scene 1, but how do we see other scenes? Here we have all the scenes in Hamlet, and if I click on one of them, we'll move to that scene. So I've clicked on Act 1, Scene 2, and hey presto, up pops the text for Act 1, Scene 2. Now if I keep scrolling down, which is what you do normally when you're reading a play, when I get to the bottom of the scene, you'll find that list of all the scenes in the play is repeated. We've got a fairly long scene here, but there we have the list of scenes again, and I can choose to go on to another scene, or, which is the most usual thing, for perhaps moving on to Act 1, Scene 3, and here we see the script for Act 1, Scene 3. Now, this has shown the total script for Hamlet as if it was a printed book, but because we're on a computer, we can do additional things. And we do those using this gear wheel, which opens up a set of setup options. If I click on that gear wheel, you'll see that at the moment my viewing mode is to see the complete script. But I can change that by saying I just want to see a single part of the play, and perhaps the part I should choose is Ophelia. And this is going to show me her script in parts and cue modes, which means we will only see her part and the cues for her speeches. So if we close the setup window by clicking on the gear wheel again, you'll see that now we only see Ophelia's line with the prompt. So for her first speech, she's going to listen out for the words "hear from you" and then reply with this speech. Then so on and so forth for the rest of the scenes. Now, many actors like this form, but there are other forms. Some people prefer to do something we call highlight text. Many actors, when they get their part and they've got the whole screen, the whole script, like to take out a highlighter pen and highlight their lines. And indeed, we can do that by changing from parts and cue modes to highlight text. I close the window again by pressing the gear wheel, and hey presto, as if by magic, we see Ophelia's lines highlight in yellow. So there you are, going through the scene, and indeed the rest of the play we see all her lines in yellow. As well as seeing a single part, we have got an option to cast the play for a play reading where any particular player might play many parts. So if we click on this multi-part casting, you'll see in the casting for 7 players, you'll see player 5 will be playing ambassador, priest, Voltimand, player, ghost, but also the magic word Ophelia. So if we click on that, leave it at highlight text, we'll go and we'll see that in the same scene, Ophelia's lines are still highlighted, but the colour has changed because she's now playing. This player is now playing many parts, and each part is in a different colour. I think one of the parts was the ghost. So if we go to Act 1, Scene 5, I think we'll see that the ghost is played by the same player, but his lines are in green. There's one or two other things we can do with the script, and those can be seen again by clicking the gear wheel. And the main one is to change the size of the font. There's usually a trade-off here. If you try and make the font too large, you lose the shape of the line. So I tend to use, on this particular environment I'm using to record this, I tend to use medium, and you'll see the script has got a little bigger. Just to show you, if we make it even larger and make it huge, you'll see that the script is much larger, but we've lost the sense of a line. The other thing we can do, let's put that back to medium. You can change the font, if you're fussy about these things, from sans serif to serif or to typewriter. So let's just show you that we can change the font, and you can see the font has now changed in format as well as size. There's one more thing I want to show you, and that is how you go and look at a different play. To do that, the simplest way is to click on the Home button, and here we are back at the front, and we can now go off and read Henry IV Part 1, or The Merry Wives of Windsor, or Romeo and Juliet. I hope that's given you a brief introduction to how you access Shakespeare's scripts and tailor them to your needs using Players-Shakespeare.com.